Yeah. You're tuned into another episode of Access Granted to Paul Stream. Your boy, Mr. Antoine's in the building. My co-host, Lisa Monet, is on her way. I was literally just sitting here. This is our third show using that intro, and I just realized how fire that beat was. I was sitting
that
back.
man.
I got that joint off the YouTube audio library. It's they have a full library of music that you can play, you know, on the YouTube stuff and not worry about any license issues. And I got that off there. I gotta go see who produced that little beat so I can get them some love and some shout outs, man. But anyway, man, I hope everybody had an amazing weekend. I really had a dope weekend. I want to give a few shout outs before we get into the guests. Friday night, I had an opportunity to go and see one of my favorite Baltimore MCs, or one of my favorite MCs, period. It wouldn't matter where he's from. My brother Ill Constance, he did an event called Unplugged, the Elevated Hip Hop Experience. Shout out to my man Shepsworth Bentley for putting that on. I do have footage of that on the Access Granted YouTube channel if you want to go and check that out. That was a real dope set for me because anybody that knows Ill Constance is straight hip hop. He's straight, and he's straight boom bap, and he's straight lyrics. But to see him with the opportunity to rock with a live band was like real crazy, and definitely something. I mean, it was so much to the point where my man was in there with shirt and slacks on instead of usual, you know what I'm saying, hoodie and Timbs and stuff like that. It was real fire. So again, shout out to my man Shepsworth Bentley, and if you want to check out the audio from that, hey, shout out to my man Shepsworth. He just hit me up. If you want to check out the video, I got some highlights of that, man. It's on the Access Granted YouTube channel, man. Go check that out. Also got to give a shout out to my sis Mocha Soul, because after that event, I went to her birthday celebration and had a great time with her. And one more shout out to my sister Marlena. Went to her celebration on Saturday to celebrate her promotion. She has officially made history twice because she has been the first Black and the first woman, both chief and now deputy director of her administration with the state of Maryland, man. So major props to her. Major props to her, man. And we celebrated. She had a little day party Saturday, man. My boy DJ Derek, who DJ'd at the Hot One, the Sip and Paint experience that we did back in September. He DJ'd that event and he killed it as he always does, man. So shout out to everybody. And then of course, Sunday came.
Oh man.
And then of course, Sunday came. Ravens fans, I hope y'all over it, because I am at this point. Me and Tad was just talking about it offline. Tad, I apologize for my team costing you some cash, man. I've said all I have to say about it at this point. I'm not going to dwell on it. If you got some stuff, Tad, that you want to say, I'll let you say your piece, and then I may chime in. But before that, man, let me give the official introduction. Coming to y'all out of Dallas, Texas, man. He was the featured spoken word artist at the Hot Winter Sip and Paint Experience, man. Shout out to all of the brothers that came through from Dallas that night, man, and shut it totally down. An absolutely amazing event. And I'm going to put it out there now because me and Jay Wadis have been talking, and we're going to spin that block. I got a new venue that we're going to put it up. That bro, this one, if you came the first time, I guarantee you the second time is going to be that times 10. I'm already put it out there. It's going to be fire the second time around, man. Tad Nips is in the building, aka Mr. Two Toothbrushes. What's going on?
Hey, what's up,
Mr.
Out here, man?
Hey, bro, we still talk. Me and Lisa still talk about that to this day. We always mention the Two Toothbrushes on the air. And for those that have no idea, when we go back, I may actually go and play that clip. The only problem is I recorded your whole set, and I don't know exactly where in your set that the Two Toothbrushes part was as far as the timing on the video. So it'd be kind of hard, but I'm definitely gonna go back and play some of it on the show anyway, man. Tell me this, bro. That was your first time in Baltimore?
Yes.
And I know that you came in a day later than the rest of the team, so you didn't really have a chance to do much because we were like in go mode by the time we picked you up, man. But just tell me a little bit, or tell us a little bit about how your first experience was in the city, man. Hope we showed you some love.
Oh man, experience was A1, man. Very classy. Hey, you tell me it's gonna be beautiful women joining. I ought to put some clothes on and look nice in here. Hey, what's up, Miss Lisa?
Miss Swap.
Hey.
Hi. How are you?
My bad. I got distracted. Like this beauty and melanin was gonna be on this screen. Hey, it's time for you. I know that much. No, no, man. I'm doing fine. Thank you, Pastor. How you doing, sister?
I'm doing okay. Pardon my tardy.
That's all right. That's all right. Okay, not good enough. You're gonna have to be doing great when we finish this interview.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll be doing great. Yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But my experience in Baltimore, man, like I said, it was A1, man. The love was definitely there. One of the best things, and I told Jay Wade is the same thing. I was like, man, we came from a spot. They don't know us from nobody, and they showed up for a show. So, and I told him, I don't care if it's 2 people or 200 people. We need to put on the show, and it was a pretty big crowd. So just for that to even happen, I was telling like, man, whenever you're ready to go back, I'm down, man. Like I got the love. You know what I'm saying? They even found me some vegan spots out there. You know what I'm saying? So I could eat. So I was in very good spirits, man. So a big shout out to Baltimore. Go, my bad. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna piggyback off of what you said, man, because the one thing that I told people was that, so we all met with the connection through Jay. You know what I'm saying? Because I had him on the show. He did an acapella and acoustic segment for me. Had an amazing interview. And of course, we've been supporting each other's movements ever since then, man. But I told, who was that I think I was talking to my brother about that. And I said, bro, from the very moment that I met the rest of y'all, we was like brothers and cousins hanging out at the Airbnb. It was just like I had known y'all, you know what I'm saying? So that whole vibe, man, was just, it was amazing. And like you said, we ended up, man, having a really nice turnout for the event. Not that anybody would really say it to my face or to our faces, but I respect the opinions of a lot of people that were there that I talked to. Nobody had anything bad to say, man. It was a really dope event. In fact, I think most people really loved the fact that it wasn't your ordinary sip and paint where you got, 25, 30 people sitting there, trying to paint the same picture with the instructor teaching you. They love the fact that, you guys brought options as far as, what they wanted to paint and just kind of let them sit there and do their own thing. And then, of course, we had, great entertainment along with that. We had food, we had, it was a great all around situation, man. So we have no choice at this point but to run it back. we have no choice.
Yes.
Like I
Interesting
said,
fact.
Say that again.
I'll say interesting fact though. Jay Waiters is crazy how we met, and how we got to the paint and sip, because Jay Waiters and I, we were on tour back in 2020. Right, I'm talking about right before the pandemic, like shut everything down. And we did this paint and sip, and he's like, yo, man, and when we did it, he's like, yo, we're not doing the you got an instructor. I was like, no, man, it's like we just give everybody the different, options to choose from and let them do their thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to bring nobody to class. Everybody about to be drinking and having a good time, man. Like, let's give them options, let them freestyle, do their thing, be in their vibe, and see what art comes out of it, man. And when he told me we were gonna do the same thing up there, I was like, let's get it. We were the show that we did, we did it. It's called Painting with Poets. And and when Jay Waiters, when he gave me the opportunity, I was like, my brother, I'm blessed to be here. I'm gonna come show out, and we had a time, man.
Yeah, that you did. I'm definitely looking forward. Lisa, I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but right now we're looking at the possibilities of holding it at the La Familia Soundstage. And this venue, man, is, shout out to Tambers. Don't get me wrong. Tambers was exactly what we needed for that first one. You know what I mean? We didn't need a huge space, and even this time we want to make sure that we don't want to take away from the intimacy of the event. We want to keep you guys up close and personal. We want to keep you close enough where you can keep giving massages to the woman while Jay Waiters is singing.
Was he giving massage? Yes, he was.
Yes, he did. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, he did.
He absolutely did. But
that
we
first table on the left-hand side.
Yeah, that girl, she had a purple shirt on. Her name was Lisa or something like that. I ain't say her last name.
No,
it might have been her.
It might have been, but no, we definitely want to make sure that we keep that intimacy. You know what I'm saying? But this space that we're looking at now will give us the opportunity to play around with some different stuff and maybe have some vendors and everything in there. So definitely looking forward to it, man. And so, like, what's been going on with you in Dallas, man? I see a lot of stuff. I know you got some events coming up.
Yeah,
but because we follow each other and the algorithms are allowing me to see what you're doing, I've been seeing you working, man. I definitely been seeing you working.
Man, it's crazy. I'm really just getting, this year is my year back, or last year was back into it. I took about a year and a half off after my accident in 2022, but the first big show I actually did in 2023 was in Baltimore, and it just kind of just spiraled from there. It just kept spiking from there. A month after that, we went to Jay Waiters, myself, and the team. We went to St. Louis, Missouri. Then I did a couple of shows with the Masterpiece Poet, all the way from Dallas, Texas. Big shout out to Masterpiece. She's put me on as the primary host and a returning and recurring host for her show, The Waterfalls, which she does every other month, so bi-monthly. And that's been the biggest thing. But for this year, top of the year, Jay Waiters hit me up. He's like, look, man, we already set up for March. And I'm like, okay, so March 14th, 15th, and 16th will be in St. Louis, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, and Kansas City, Kansas. Just top of the year in January, I was able to lock in with a poet who I met in St. Louis, Missouri. And he connected me with some people in Atlanta. And they're actually coming out here to Dallas, February 9th, February 10th. I'll be in the same place in Dallas for Masterpiece Waterfalls. And in February 17th, this is one of the biggest events. I've never been to one like this one, and they asked me to host it. And I'm gonna do a little bit spitting while I'm there as well. But it's called Sample Sessions, where everything inside of the party is a sample. So the music is sampled from old to new. The DJ is gonna blend and mix and scratch and do his thing for the whole party. It's gonna be all samples. Every song that's gonna be played is gonna be an original and then the remake of the sample.
Oh, okay.
All the vendors are giving out samples of their stuff, and it's gonna be like a networking event. But it's called Sample Sessions, and Actually, man, it was put together by this amazing woman by the name of Kristen May. Big shouts out to her, her fine ass. Anyway, yeah, you know how I go, man. Boy, if you saw her, bro. If you saw. Anyway, but yeah, man. Those are the next. I think with 5 events. Oh wait, I lied. March 2nd, we got a boat party in Houston with the poet out there by the name of Yours Truly, and that's what it's gonna be.
Wow, you said it's a boat party?
Yes, it's a poetry boat party. So we doing poetry. It's called Words on the Water. And
I like that.
I love the titles y'all come up with for this
That's
stuff,
nice.
man, or the people come up with for this stuff, man. I love
yeah,
it.
man.
Words on the Water.
Hey, get ready for the Panty Dropper Poetry Series. That's coming to Baltimore. Trust and believe.
Panty Dropper Poetry Series? Okay.
Yes, Panty Drop. I'm gonna send you videos and clips after this. Don't even worry about it, man.
Okay.
We might need that young lady to bring that sample sessions to Baltimore, man. That's a crazy idea, bro. And I love the DJ part of that. When I used to be at Power 4.4 Radio, we actually had a DJ, my man DJ King Ray, that used to have a segment on his show where he would play the original song, and people would have to try to guess what the remake of the song was, man. And it opened my mind up to a lot of stuff that I had no idea, about. And so like one of my, well, I ain't gonna say, probably my favorite hip hop song close to all time is What We Do by Freeway, Beans, and Jay-Z.
Mm-hmm.
And bro, we were at the radio station one day, and he played me the original of the woman singing her song.
Yeah.
Bro, love that song to death, man. And that's something that DJ Jazzy Jeff does a lot in his sets. He's my favorite DJ of all time, and that's something that he does a lot in his sets. He'll start out with the original version of something, man, and then he'll bring in the remake of it, and you just like, yo, that's like crazy. So to have that, as an event like that, that's fire.
And you'd be surprised, man, how many hours of music you have just from samples. You know what I'm saying? And that's what cutting the songs to like a minute and a half each.
Right.
You got like 10 hours worth of songs.
Yeah, you can have quite a few hours just off of the Osley Brothers alone, if you think about it.
Easy on the same song.
On the same song, right, exactly. Man, it's definitely sound like you got some great stuff coming up, man. But tell us a little bit about poetry and why poetry for you. How did you kind of get started?
Oh, that's easy, man. So it's funny we talking about DJs. So and I go back to a little bit before. When I was 8 years old, you know how it is. You a kid, mom tell you, hey, join the choir, join this, join that. So Easter speeches, all of that. You up in front of a crowd. I didn't realize that I didn't have a stage fright thing until I started doing it. I'm like, this is actually kind of fun. I enjoyed the attention. But my father was a DJ, and he would have me MC his parties. So my dad's DJing, and he just give me the mic and tell me to do something. I'm like, okay. My older brother was DJing the same thing, but it wasn't until I was 17. I don't know. I know everybody remembers it, but when I was 17 years old, Lauryn Hill put out the Unplugged, MTV Unplugged 2.0 series. And man, I fell in love with Mystery of Iniquity, man. And I was like, I don't have to be a rapper. I could be a poet. I can put a lot of meaning into what I'm writing. But from that point, when I saw that, man, I fell in love with poetry. I all of them. Remember, I just got a book for Christmas. African American Poems, 250 Years of Struggle and Song by Kevin Young. I got this book for Christmas. And brother, man, I tell you, I get so engulfed in just other people's words, the way they put things together. I'm intrigued by that kind of stuff. But that's where the love for it started. And as far as performing, I was 21 when I performed like live first in front of an audience. And then probably by the time I was like 25, I was really good and confident with what I was doing. And I was like, well, I could make something out of this. And here I am, man, doing interviews on Access Granted. You know what I mean?
Mama, he made it.
I made it.
Oh, he made it. So look, man. I always look at spoken word artists from the concept of most people. I ain't gonna say anybody, but most people can sit down and like write a poem and kind of make the words rhyme and such and such and such and such. But to be able to bring your thoughts and ideas to life on stage, to me, takes a totally different element. You know what I mean? And we were talking before the show started about Black Shock, and how he literally just and the clip that we were talking about. Is this still a work in progress for you to be able to like really just not only just command the stage, but kind of like literally just transform everything into what you're doing, so to speak?
It's forever a work in progress, and that's not me being cliche when I say that, but literally, for example, looking back at what I used to be able to do, and I'm sure a lot of people who are artists critique themselves. You look at what you used to do and how great that was for the time, and it captivated people for a time. And this is a big shout I'm about to give, but from what I've heard from Black Chakra, and this is kind of my goal, but what I've heard from this brother, it sounds crazy to say this, but his poetry is timeless. I can listen to stuff that he did years ago, and I can listen to stuff that he's putting out currently and be amazed and shocked and all. You know what I mean? So I guess for me, my goal would be able to attain something like that, a level of skill like that. I think we were talking about, how like I love to do the crowd control thing, but I'm able to watch him do it on that last clip that we were just talking about. And every influx of his voice, from high to low, from shouting to a whisper, it had people captivated. I'm listening to the room get loud when he drop a heavy bar, and in that very next line, they silent just like that to hear what he got to say. That's something that I aspire to attain, if you will. So it's definitely a work in progress.
I gotta definitely not to take the shine off of you, man, but I gotta play that clip because you made a lot of great points in describing that, and I want people to see this clip so that they can understand exactly where we are coming from. And I'm trying to scroll down my Facebook page. There we go. Got it right there. All right, I got it. Let me, because I didn't even pay attention to, I didn't pay attention until you just said it, but they literally, that crowd would be like, ah.
And the neighbors are quiet.
Waiting for that next line to come. Listen.
Had your evils had us whole. Had your hands around my history, but you can't have my soul. Had us crying into cotton, working in the heat in our sleep. You had us cold. You have tried to break our spirit, but you can't take our soul. We're made of oceans, made of mountains, made of stones. We gave our God, gave our children, gave our time, gave our bones. You thought us weak, we became strong. And from our pain, we made a throne. Black women be the kingdom, be the peace, be the home. Black men be the fire burning trauma into gold. They are made for things that shine. You can never take my soul. For the revolution now, the resolution now. We are evolution's child. We are Jesus in the flesh. We're cursed. We are blessed. We are breathing through the death. We're the wings of the sparrow. We are birds of resurrection, ancestors and celestials. That I'm the son of their selection. I told them, take me to the king. They brought me to my reflection. We're success and succession. We're success and succession. They can empty a magazine and still won't kill our essence within our blood. It's the keys to eternity. That's why they burden me. That's why they murder me. An exaggeration of the stars. We are physical hyperboles. We deserve to breathe in this world without the commas. Once hung like apostrophes, not a period after karma. The exclamation mark after drama, the question mark after heart, the ellipses after horror. We are sometimes semicolons to the hate thrown upon us when we find our second purpose. We are double entendres. You can't take this style from me. Can't take this prize from me. But never take our souls. Thank y'all so much, Apollo.
Hey, bro. when I posted that, I told him he was a cheat code, bro. He's the cheat code, and that's at the Apollo.
At the Apollo Theater. Come on, man.
To be able to stand on that stage. Come on now. Come on.
Let me say this. My bad. I ain't mean to cut you, but I gotta say this, man. This is why I love poetry so much, man. When I first started writing poetry and I started to kind of feel myself, it was I think 106 in Park was like the big thing for young, black kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'm gonna be the first poet on 106 in Park.
Right.
That
we used to have like the rap battles.
Yeah, so I'm looking for an opportunity like that, and then all these big things that are coming and going. But so to see somebody like Black Chakra go and kill the Apollo, to see a brother like Brandon Leak, win America's Got Talent, you know what I'm saying? Like to see those kinds of things, it's just like, yo, poetry has a place in the world of art, and it needs to be heard. And when you hear people like that, and I don't care what nobody say, man. It ain't about riding nobody jock or nothing like that, man. It's just giving credit where credit is due, man.
Of course.
Brothers who are in the same field as me when it comes to the entertainment, you have to give it up for them, because the win for them is a win for the whole community in my eyes. Right. And so that's why I give flowers the way I do. That's why it's so big for Black Chakra to go up there to the Apollo and destroy it. You know what I'm saying? And just it's a feeling you get, man. It's a feeling, man, and I love it, man. So that again, that's the love of poetry, man. That's the love of the art. You know what I'm saying? I like to go to poetry shows and just sit and watch other artists, not to perform, but just for me to be there and experience the art, man.
Yeah. I'm glad I had a chance to connect you two guys while you were up here, man.
Thank you for that. Yeah. Thank you for that, bro.
Absolutely. Lisa, he was like a little kid on opening his present at Christmas time when I connected him on the phone, man. But again, that's that level of respect, man. That would be my equivalent of meeting Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? Like I would be, the same exact way, man. I'm always curious as to how different artists come up with the ideas for your pieces.
Okay.
Can you expound on that a little bit for you personally? Because I'm quite sure it's different for every single individual. You know what I mean?
Most definitely. And I can put it in stages. I'll be quick. I'll be very brief. So I try to do it in stages. When I first started writing, you don't know anything except for what you know. So my whole thing was everything that I had experienced. Okay. And it was telling my experiences, telling about heartbreak, telling about love, telling about family, telling about trauma, all of those kinds of things. The more and more I started to evolve, and this sounds bad, but I put myself up against what I love. I love hip hop. And I was looking at the state of hip hop at the time, and I'm like, everything is I, me, this I got, I do, I. And of course, we still do those things, but I tried to break away from being so heavy into it. So I met a poet again by the name of Yours Truly, and he gave me a suggestion. He's like, man, try to write a poem that's not about you. I mean, you could insert yourself into whatever the topic of the discussion is, but try to write a poem that's not you. And he did a piece called Water some years ago, and I fell in love with it. You know what I mean? So I'm like adapting to those kinds of things. That was the second format, being able to write and be inspired by something that had nothing to do with me. So just to be inspired by something else. And the last thing, which kind of is where I'm at now, currently, it's more not my experience, but our experience as a people.
Okay.
So and not just from from the Black experience, but maybe from the experience of being a man, maybe the experience of being a man in a relationship, the experience of a man, not my personal stuff, but just a man, things that we deal with, things that are important to us, a man's mental health, the pressure that a man may go through. And I started to the poetry started to not be so much of my therapy, but more of a therapy for anybody who's willing to listen.
Right.
So that's kind of the stage I'm in right now. I don't want to write much about myself. I feel like I've told enough of that story. I don't want to write about things that I'm just inspired by and don't have any connection to. I guess kind of now I'm in the middle of writing about situations or writing about experiences that I may witness or that I may have a common bond with a group of people or a mass of people that we all may experience. And you never know, you might say something that triggers somebody else or that somebody else sees themselves in. It don't have nothing to do with me, but maybe just the artist, something that'll help somebody. So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
That's a blessing. How do you prepare for, say, your shows? What are some of the things that you do to get yourself in preparation for your shows? Oh,
that's easy. So first, there's this thing called tequila, right? And you take a whole bunch of. I look at every show as an opportunity, and I hate to bring it up again, but like I said, when Jay Waiters first told me about this, and we went to Baltimore and we got to the venue, I'm like, man, it don't matter if it's 2 people or 200 people, man. They came for a show. I'm here to give a show, and my biggest thing is, if I spend money to see anybody, I want to get my money's worth. Right. So I always go out with, if I'm not the best, will they be able to say, hey, I was entertaining? You know what I mean? Did they feel like they got their money's worth? They didn't feel like they got ripped off from seeing my show? Was it worth it to spend $20, $25 on that ticket? That's the way I look at it. So when I get ready for those shows, the preparation is all in the opportunity that I get. So I want to make sure that when I go out there, and I hope this answers your question. But when I get the opportunity to go out there, I just want to go kill it, and I want to have a good time. I want to meet some people, make some connections. But most importantly, man, I just want to get out whatever needs to be out, and let people do with it what they will. So you did kind of, but like how do you prepare for your performances? Like is there because I wouldn't, the way in the length of the way that it's written, how do you like memorize it? And then how do you okay. Do you talk to an audience like of teddy bears? I don't know. Like,
an audience of teddy bears.
You know how when you was a kid, you would set up and be like, okay, Chris.
I never did that. I never did.
However float your boat. I'm just saying.
I know what you mean. Okay, so So as far as memorizing the piece, it's 2 things. Before I spit it, I'll record myself. And I'll listen to it when I'm riding to work. I'm listening to it when I come home from work, on my lunch break, from school. I'm listening. I'm listening to it. But when it comes time for the show in preparation, I'm in the mirror. I'm seeing myself spit as if there is an audience in front of me.
Gotcha.
And I know the mirror is cliche, but I see, like, even from the hand movements to whichever word I'm gonna say, to the pauses in between, the stare, picking the right time to start. I'll even give this away. So before I start any poem, I'll stand in front of a stage if it's loud. And I won't speak. I'll just stand on stage and look crazy until everybody be quiet, and then they engage. And when they engage, that's when I'll attack.
Okay.
Yeah, so
you made an entrance when you were here.
I tried, man.
you made an entrance when you were here. Hey, shout out to my bro Savon Johnson. Thank you for tuning in, bro. He was one of the guys that was out at the event Friday night that I talked about with Ill Conscience and the live experience. And so, just to piggyback on what you just said, once you've done a piece for the first time, you kind of like go back and say the next time I do this, I'll do some things a little bit differently. You kind of switch some stuff up, the more that you do the pieces over and over again.
Definitely I critique myself, and I want to hear it back. Yeah. It's almost a lot like comedians do. It's like they're working on their material. It's kind of like that, you know what I mean? Except with poetry, like you don't get an hour special. You get 3 minutes. 4 minutes tops per piece, if you even want to go that long. So a lot of the times I've rehearsed it so much to where it's like second nature, where it's almost muscle memory from the time I'm gonna step off the stage to when I step back to when I pick somebody out the audience to look at, or if I stop and I focus in on that one audience member and then cut my eyes real quick to the next one. I just that is rehearsed, and it's really just picking, you know, somebody who got a warm face, you know.
Right.
But yeah, all of that is just, you know, after it, you go back and you look at it and say, I could have did this. And I like to take critique, you know, and criticism, constructive criticism, I will. But you know, what Waiters was telling me, he's like, hey man, next time you do it, slow it down a little bit. You dropping so many lines, they not catching everything that you're saying. He's like, hey man, if you slow it down a little bit, you're gonna lock them down even more. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay.
If I'm not mistaken, there was a line, and I can't remember what it was, but there was a line that you said during your set, and I was in the front row and I said they'll get that later. And my boy,
you caught it. I remember.
Yeah, my boy Michon was sitting at the table right behind me, and he's a serious MC, and he was like, "Yeah,
he
MC, will.
Yeah. I rapped with him for a little minute back there. I remember that.
Well,
yeah,
really?
Yeah, we rapped, after I got off stage, we rapped in the back for a minute. We was talking for a minute. But I definitely got to hit him up though.
Yeah, you mean talking? I thought you meant y'all was back there having a little cipher or something. I was like,
hold
on, you tell me so I could have came and put that on.
No.
So this
I don't want them problems.
Yeah, he's different. I would love, because you know Black Chakra, he also MCs. In fact, he's a part of a group called Down by Law that has an event coming up in February that I'm hosting. I would love for Black Chakra and Michon to get on the track together. It would be mind blowing. But look, man, real quick, I just want to play a little bit of your set from Hot Wind and Sipping Pain Experience, man, so that all these chumps that didn't come out can see. That's right. I'm putting them on blast. They should have been there.
100.
And this is 23 minutes long, your set was, so of course we're not gonna play the whole thing, but I definitely want to play a little bit of this, man, and show some love.
Here, not sacrilegious. I fit here in Baltimore, Maryland. I fit here. And I'm so glad to be here with y'all tonight. How y'all doing? Yeah. Listen, this is the part of the show that I have to make a disclaimer, okay? I'm not responsible for any babies that are conceived tonight, okay? You are comfortable with it. Play about it. Well, you said child support. I rebuke you in all the names of Jesus. Yo, look, I'm about to have some fun, but before we do this, I gotta say this. I'm not a singer. I don't have that voice, okay? But I am a poet. With a poet, it comes 3 rules. All right, everybody say 3 rules. 3 rules. Everybody say 3 rules. 3 rules. Look at y'all went to private school. And public school children don't talk like that. Okay. I see. Rule number 1, respect the mic. So when I say rule number 1, y'all say respect the mic. Rule number 1, respect the mic. Rule number 1, respect the mic. Cool. Rule number 2, whenever any artist is on this stage bearing their soul for you, that could be a rapper, a singer, a poet like myself, anything. You have to
it's all good.
hear what they're doing. They're bearing their soul for you, all right, for your entertainment. And rule number 3, let's have a good motherfucking time, baby. Let's go, Baltimore. Yes.
Yeah.
I got a couple more announcements real quick. Everybody say peace. Peace. Everybody say love. Love. Everybody say peace and love. Peace and love. Everybody say peace, love, and backstrokes. Peace, love, and backstrokes. All right, I just gave you all exactly what the curriculum is for tonight. Okay, we're gonna talk about some peace. We're gonna talk about love. Then we're gonna talk about some backstrokes. Y'all with it? Yeah. Hey man.
Who was saying yeah like that?
Okay.
This guy.
You?
I'm just serious. All right. All right, whenever I do these shows and I get to do these sets, and I'm privileged to do these. First of all, big shouts out to my brother Jay Waiters for inviting me to this.
Man, I was talking hella, wasn't it?
But I can't do a show without big upping my melanated people.
Let me fast forward a little bit to you where you at the actual piece.
Y'all better.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know I was talking like that.
Love. Somebody say love. Somebody say black love. If love were ever an obstacle for you, I only hope you recognize me as your lifeline. Call out for my presence in reverence of holy figures. I figured you summoned one. From the depths that no bad dream has ever witnessed, where fear has no ground to stand, exploiting its imbalance. I mean, what's possible? Heartbreak in the face of commission, commitment. Love is but a reaction, a release, cultivating wonders, cultivating someone worth living for, cultivating those wonders until it's silent. Wonders, long as the Nile, deep as the rivers in the Nile. Plant me near your vessel. Let me cascade your compound, turning the beat of past lovers into a mere murmur until there's simply no more. We'll emerge from the soil. It's more than just matter. This matters. In fact, we'll materialize something that actually just so happened to be a revolving constant. Consequently, turning that small pot near your heart to my garden, tilling the land into that once murmuring vessel is now a boisterous drum, never again to be mistaken as a beat, rather a boom sonically shattering the awkward insecurities in your mirror. Each array of light radiating from you, the sun couldn't match, even if stricken with 1,000 matches, engulfed in flames, tethered to a nuclear bomb, and I'll hold the missile to leave every other possible suitor docile, diminished, dead in the wake of my destruction of her pain, and that same flame would ember an ocean burning for you. And your name leaving my lips remains the same, untainted and untamed. As the day we came together, and should the fork in the road ever rear its ugly face and leaves me the option to treat it beautiful as it appears in the distance, I'd use my fisting. I'd use my fisting while the world takes time figuring that out. I'll be splitting myself in two to be wherever you are. That's good. Thank brother, I'll be spitting.
Yo.
Don't break the fourth wall.
Got it.
I love that though. I love that that interaction that you have with the crowd though, bro. I love that.
Three bars back.
That is, I love
That same flame ever in the ocean burning for you. All right, fuck it. I fucked that piece up. Let's go.
We're gonna stop it.
Yo,
We're gonna stop it there. Nah, bro. I love the way that you interact with the crowd, man. I love that part of your, you know what I mean? It makes us feel a part of the show, but also feel like it probably settles you down a little bit more as well and makes you feel a little bit more comfortable. On that set, I didn't go quite far enough back, but I loved how you came up there and you were saying, I'm something, I am in my element. And then you pointed to Chanel, who was there, and she had just dropped her album called In My Element that day. I love the way that you just incorporate little stuff like that. I'll be catching you, man. I'll be watching. Be watching, bro.
Yo, she and I'll speak to that video in a second, but just on your point, you introduced me to her, and you told me that she had, you know, and this is before you showed me her video. When she told me what her album was, I went and downloaded it. I went and I listened to like 4 or 5 songs on there, and I was like, oh, she fired. You know, and let's just say Chanel Narcissus, she is top tier vocalist. I can hear her. I can hear her singing. I listened to that and I was like, you know what? I got a piece where I can fit that in there. So all I did was take, you know, her album and I just kind of squeezed it in there. Like, okay, I can do this. And then it worked. You know what I'm saying? Like she saw it and it was cool, man. But that's funny what you said about you know, interacting with the crowd, breaking the fourth wall. So I was an actor all throughout high school, all throughout college, and just the ability. You know, they say you're never supposed to break the fourth wall. Well, this isn't acting. This is poetry, and if I can engage the audience a little bit more, that little bit more adds to the entertainment, it adds to the intimacy of the room, and like you said, it does settle me down more because now I feel like these are my people, and so I can talk like that, and I can mess up in the middle of a piece like I did, and keep the show going. You know what I mean? And speaking of that, I butchered that piece because as you were playing it, I'm saying the lines on my head. I'm like, I missed that line. I missed that line. I missed that line. But it happens, man. And that's why the entertainment is so important, man. I stopped being a perfectionist, and I just fell in love with doing what I was doing and having a good time doing it.
That's a
That
great
was
point.
deep. That piece, that was love, correct?
That was
That
love,
piece-
yeah.
That is love. I was there. I was listening to everything that you said, and to experience that, that's definitely is love. That's what's up.
Man, look,
You are
hey,
definitely a wordsmith. Definitely.
well, thank you. I appreciate it. They used to call me word nerd in high school. They call me word nerd. So I kind
You
of
just walking in your gift. That's it. You just learned how to craft it. You know, a lot of people have things that they didn't tap into, but you are privy to walking in your gift.
Well, thank you, sister.
Hey, Lisa, that's a dope picture behind you. I don't think I've ever seen
Is
that
it?
picture.
That is fly.
Thank you.
She painted that at the Hot Winters sipping paint.
No.
I don't know
No,
how she came up with that.
Thought I'd spice it up, paying homage to my sisters, I don't know. I just thought I'd do a little couple things. So yeah.
Okay, I see where we going. I see where we going.
Thank you.
Next week, she's gonna have something on that side, and then she's gonna have,
I don't know yet.
And I'm gonna have to step my game up because right now, it's just
Listen, you got a whole man cave. We're not talking about that.
just a picture of me and you. Hey, Chad, talk a little bit about this Real Rare Poetry movement, man.
Oh man, easy, brother. Real Rare Poetry. So this is my third business. Real Rare Poetry. It became official in August of 2000. Oh, I'm lying. 2019. August 2019. I got my LLC and made it official. The first two businesses failed miserably. But that's neither here nor there. I mean, you got to keep trying. You got to keep trying until you get it right.
You have to.
Real Rare Poetry. So the biggest thing with that was I'm not a regular poet. As again, when I was in Jackson, Mississippi, I was before I was known as a poet, I was a DJ. I DJ'd at 97.7 FM, WRBJ under the Roberts Brothers Company, and they're out of St. Louis, Missouri. Big shouts out to them for giving me that opportunity. But I was DJing with them, but since that time I had this love for poetry, and the way I would get into these poetry shows for free was this is terrible. Was I would give them like, hey, this is and I printed everything up too. I'm talking about I printed up like notebooks and what's the little backstage passes, access, granted type stuff like that, right? And I'm wearing these like media passes that I'm making up, and people are letting me back in as Real Rare Poetry. So that's how I was getting into these events, and then I would just switch my name in order to be able to get on stage, and people wouldn't know who I was until I got on stage. So if you look at my name, if you spell it backwards, it's SPINDAT. It was DJ Spindat.
Wow.
Oh.
So
wow.
That's how we. And these were like big. I shouldn't have been at these events, obviously, but these were like strong poetry events in Mississippi, and I would use that to get in, and I would get my name on the list. And it'd be Real Rare Poetry under the representation, under the banner of Real Rare Poetry. And from there, I just started to kind of build my brand. I got a couple of other poets that would come and perform with me. We would do these shows. And then next thing you know, when I met Jay Waiters in 2020, we had a tour put together. And it was actually my first tour. And I brought him on, and it was poets and one singer. And it just worked. And we did body butters, we did massages, we did the chair and table massages. We did all of them, man. And I just kind of looked at it as like, well, everything is for sale except your soul. So we would sell the body butters. We sell hats, t-shirts, sweat. Where your sweatshirt at, man? Didn't I give you a hoodie, baby?
Bro, I have the hoodie. The only reason that I didn't wear it, is because I'm in the basement and it gets hot down here, and I would have had to come up out of it. But I rocked that hoodie like 2 or 3 times. I need to take a picture and tag you in it the next time I wear it. I definitely appreciate that.
But
you're gonna have some access. You're gonna have some access brand stuff coming back to you.
Hey, all love, man.
And I had to laugh when you were talking about the media pass that you made up, because Lisa Monet doesn't know this, but I'm in the process now of making us some media passes that we're gonna wear.
Mhm.
And
okay.
I'm gonna start going to like shows and like down at the Baltimore Soundstage or down at the arena and see if I can pimp this media pass and get us, hey,
it worked.
You making them?
Say
You
that
gonna
again.
make them?
Man.
Yeah. I'm gonna make them and get them laminated, and we're gonna have them over the neck and everything, and we're gonna walk in looking official. Hey,
that's it.
All I can say is no, right?
That's the most they can say. But everybody wants publicity.
How's she looking though? Why are you looking like that?
You're not supposed to tell them.
Hey,
You told him the secret sauce.
Hey, Tad, real quick, can you see the comments at the bottom of the screen?
Hey y'all, I'm looking to put out some spoken word, some
Oh.
house tracks. Inbox me if interested. Hey man, of course I'm down for that. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. And speaking to that, my brother DJ Fella. Speaking to that, with Real Rare Poetry, my whole thing was with Real Rare Poetry. I wasn't just going to stick with poetry. I want to work with everybody. I don't want to turn down anybody's art. Hear me clearly. I don't want to turn down anybody's art. I don't want to be working with no BS. But if somebody really, doing something and they serious about it, I'm open to work with everybody. So the Real Rare part came from it is I'm not going to sound like, your favorite poet. I'm not going to sound like the old school poet. I'm not going to sound like the super, social justice poet. I guess I would like to be versatile in everything that I do. So my brother, please, I'll follow you on, and I'll get you your information on there, and
I'll inbox. I'll put you guys in a chat together after the show is over, and y'all can connect.
Most definitely.
Real dope DJ and producer from here, man. And the fact that he would be willing to do that, I think that's a really good look. I love that. And then Lisa Monet has an album coming out in 2024, and it would be nice if she had some poetry, on the back of, on the tail end of one of her, ballads as well. She doesn't know she has this album coming out yet.
Listen,
I'm still trying to get her.
He's telling stories. I don't have no contract, sir. No, I am not a songstress.
You're working on it.
Well, I know I'm not.
On it.
I'm walking in my gift, and that is not song. Stop telling people these stories.
You said that,
hey, bro.
Huh?
You said them flights to Baltimore was pretty cheap around this time of year, wasn't it?
You trying to?
So, I'm talking to you. Yeah. So we gonna make this track happen, right?
I am not a song. Do not listen to him. He will lead you astray. I do not.
Right. We working on it, Tad. We working on it.
Listen,
we're working on it.
You better off with DJ Fella, not me.
Hey,
I am not. Listen.
By the time I'm finished with Lisa, she's gonna have an album.
I am a
movie, a stage play, a book,
listen.
all of that. We come on now.
You heard?
Big
Are you a Martin fan? You heard when Gina said singing in the background? That's me in the background. I don't know. I'll lead.
Don't worry about it. But look, we gonna change all of that. We gonna change all of that.
Absolutely, we're working on it.
I'm good. I'm in my own lane. I got it.
Talk about the book, man.
Okay, cool. So the first book I put out was in November of 2019. Man, I was really starting to blow before the pandemic. Anyway, it was called King's Work.
Yeah,
King's Work. Yeah, and that book it was a lot of trial and error, and it was a guy not knowing what he was doing but trying to do something. So that's how I was able to put it out. It was self-published and everything. but I got that experience, man. And those poems tell a lot about, you know, who I am, I guess, as a person, as a man, and then guess, of course, more importantly, as a poet. But for that year, from 2017 to like 2019, I started to really get a lot of bookings. And in my mind, I wasn't that great of an artist just yet. You know, I was still growing, but people seem to have been, you know, liking it enough to pick it up and booking me for these shows. So what I ended up doing was I wrote the pieces and I dedicated each section to the massive people who I wanted to speak to. You know, of course, starting with, you know, yourself as the man. For example, the name of the book is King's Work. So you do the work on yourself as a man. You know, so I was speaking to those people as a man. The second half was me coming to the fact that, like, okay, there's things about me that needs to change. The way I deal with women, the way I deal with other relationships, the way that I deal with myself, the way you treat yourself as a man. You know what I'm saying? The whole, I'm tough and I can take anything in this and that. Sometimes you got to give yourself a break. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody the Hulk out here. So it was that part. And then understanding that you have to pull yourself back and discipline was really the second part. But the last part was actually coming into the kingdom of the King's Work. And that dealt with my relationship with religion, my relationship with my mother and father and my brothers. It dealt with my relationship with peers and friends, you know, to do the King's work. It can't be just one king, man. And what I mean by that is I need to surround myself with people who have their own kingdoms and their own domains to manage. I don't want any followers, if that makes any sense. I want to be working with other kings. And that's how you build, you know, that strong foundation. So when I meet brothers like, you know, Mr. Antoine, and I meet brothers like Jay Waiters, and I meet queens such as yourself, Ms. Monet, it's that you learn that it's this sounds cliche too, but frequencies that you meet people on. I see people who want to do things, and it's not just for themselves, but they have something they want to share with the world, or something that the world needs, or something that could be a healing mechanism for the world. So that's where the whole King's Work thing came in. I talked about, you know, my failed engagement. I put my wedding vows, the wedding vows that I wrote, I put that as a bonus, the last piece of the book, and told the story behind it. I did an A and a B side. The A side were all the poems, and the B side were all of the inspirations and the ideas that sparked those poems. So, second book, my bad.
No, I'm gonna say I'm excited because I just ordered it and it'll be here tomorrow.
Oh, come on, man.
Definitely. I can't wait.
Thank you, brother.
Delivery. I'm working from home tomorrow too. I got something to do if the Amazon folks get here early enough.
It's a short read, man. It's a short read. But yeah, man. So, but learning from those experiences and learning from those lessons, definitely. I for the second book, I'm paying a professional editor. I'm not going to try to edit it myself. That's the second thing. And last one for the next book, it's called Roar: Rhythms of a Relationship. So the acronym for Roar, and that whole piece is going to be about dealing with strictly relationships between, you know, or how people view love. You know, if it's okay with you, man, I'll give you a small piece of the very beginning of the book. It talks about how I was introduced to love. And of course, love is natural. As a child, you don't know what it is. You just feel it. But as I got older, you know, being into the church, there was this one time when me and my mother had a conversation. It was after my father got baptized, and I told her, I was like, I want to get baptized. You know what I'm saying? She's like, okay, you can do it. I didn't really have an understanding of what it meant to be baptized at 7 or 8 years old. And even though I thought I did, it was like, if you say this and believe this, you go to heaven. That was my mindset. But my mom said something to me that kind of changed my view on love for a long time. And I don't fault her at all, because my mother's an amazing woman. But she told me, she said, baby, I love Jesus more than anything, even you. And I know what she meant by, now I know what she meant by that. Right. But back then I couldn't understand it. I'm not my mother's savior. And in
Right.
her mind, Jesus is her savior. So
Gotcha.
I get that. You know, she's choosing Jesus over everything. But as a 7-year-old kid, you don't recognize her like that.
Right.
So I found myself in competition with Jesus, competing for my mother's love at a young age, and didn't even realize, and that carries into adolescence. So now you're trying to prove your love to the young girl that you like. When you get to an adult, you want to be this perfect man for this woman that you want to court and you want to take out. And you have to realize that there's no such thing as a perfect love, and you can't compete for love. Love either is or it isn't. And that's kind of what this book is about. And it's going to be a lot of poetry in it, but it's really going to be speaking to the relationship that I had with love and how it's played a part in Kendra. Thank you, love. Kendra.
Shout out to my cousin Kendra, who I hope is making me the baked ziti that she owes me as she's watching the show.
You gonna always want some food.
Absolutely.
Hey.
I sent her the screenshot of the Amazon order. She's gonna add your book to her reading list.
Man, bless. Thank you, Miss Kendra.
She was at the Hot Winter Sip and Pain experience as well, man. She had a good time.
Hey, don't judge me about no toothbrushes, Kendra, okay? Thank you.
Hey, this is a judgment-free zone, man. We don't do that around these parts.
No, we don't do that.
So we've learned a lot tonight about Tad Nips, man. But what does Jamar do when Jamar is not writing poetry? What does Jamar do to kind of just, be human and
Well, for the past 7 years, I've just immersed myself in a profession that does not pay a whole lot of money, but it does pay a lot in satisfaction and it's a gratifying feeling. I became a high school teacher back in 2016, and as of 2022, this is so in June it'll be my second year. I became a special education teacher, and man, when I tell you, I love doing what I do. I love it, and that keeps me grounded. And it's opened my eyes to so much more, man. It's opened my eyes to all the ignorant stuff we used to think when we were younger about special education and stuff like that, man. It's so much different, man. Those kids are brilliant. They just have a different way of thinking. And I'll be quick now because I'm about to talk about my babies. But so all of my students are autistic, and majority of them are nonverbal. Wow. So I have a few of them that can actually speak, and some of them who can kind of say a few words, and some of them who don't speak at all. But when I tell you, man, I'm able to communicate with them seamlessly almost, just because building that relationship. And you understand that, man, these kids are artists, these kids are writers, they're all the things that we are, but they just they see life differently. They see the world differently. So when the autism kicks in, they're just like us, depending on what, how far they are on the spectrum. But they just see things differently, but they can definitely comprehend what we're trying to do, and it's just a small tweak of what's literal to what's, figurative, or, what's being sarcasm is they don't understand certain things like that all the time. But that's what I do, man. It keeps me grounded. Man, I got me a bomb ass woman. You know what I'm saying? I just bought a house. Like, I just bought a truck. I got 2 dogs in the back. I'm just waiting to, get her pregnant, and then we gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? Let me stop. But I'm telling the truth, though, homie. I'm telling the truth, man. You know
I think we need to let you go now so you can go work on it, man. You
got me a black woman. Oh, wait. Oh, I ain't tell you, bro. Remember I was telling you about sample sessions, right?
Right.
Yeah. So the beautiful woman I was telling you about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's back there in the kitchen right now. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to bring sample sessions to Baltimore, we can set that up ASAP. You just let me know.
Say less. Say absolutely less. We're definitely going to talk about that. I wanted to talk about. Is that her? Did she just open the door and walk?
I think she did.
She putting food in the refrigerator. You turn the light on.
Hi.
Aww.
Yeah, come on down to the camera now. You here? Come on down.
Let me get hold up. Babe,
Come on.
I wanted to talk about I was gonna say real quick when he was talking about autistic kids. My cousin Kendra that's on, she and I go to the same church, and one of our best friends, her name is Shay, her daughter is autistic, and she plays the piano to the point where I'm jealous. And yesterday at the end of the church service, right before the pastor did the benediction, she just got up and walked over to the keyboard and played and sang "Let the Church Say Amen." That's what we were. Yeah, I was like, wow. And she's Maddie, I believe, just graduated from high school. But you know, I have that because we've known Shay since Maddie was a real young girl, and we always kind of adopted that village of making sure that wherever she is, you know, we always got an eye on her. We always making sure that she's good. Oh, my bad. Yeah, she's in college now. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she got up yesterday, man, and played "Let the Church Say Amen," and I just sat there and watched, man. I was like, that's crazy. So yeah, I have that space in my heart for autistic kids as well, bro. So kudos to you. I'm glad I asked that question because I had no idea you were a teacher. I thought you were.
That's such a blessing.
Yeah,
I was out here using toothbrushes all day.
That's what he thought. That's all he been talking about. It's them daggone toothbrushes.
Look,
That's all he talking about.
She a little camera shy, but come on, girl.
Oh, but don't make her do it. Don't make her do it.
That's family.
Sample sessions right here. The curator, the ideas.
We will definitely have a conversation about incorporating that in Baltimore. I was telling him he mentioned it earlier in the show, and I was like, as I'm sitting here listening to him talk about it, I'm like, yo, that's a crazy idea, and I was just hinting around to the fact that it has to be here. But now that I know that you two are one, and he's
I ain't telling that.
Actually make it happen is sitting on his lap as we speak. We definitely got to talk.
Oh, look.
Yeah, we definitely got to talk. Black love, beautiful. Look at
it is. It's a beautiful thing.
You about to be a goddaddy out here, man.
Hey, I might as well go ahead and double up, make twins. Go ahead and double up, make twins, man.
Aww.
Yeah. Hey, man, this has been fun, bro. As I knew it would be. But no, we're not letting you get out of here without giving us a little something, right?
Let's get to it. Real rap. We the poets. We the reason your favorite rappers deliver subpar bars and y'all applaud. We the reason they're repeating over tracks that's beating to make your head nod. We are the pinnacle of fear for your pop stars to be lyrically great. It requires effort they wasn't bred, born, or built for. They write shit like dope man, bitch form, whip form, stunting on these niggas. I be shining, they can't wait for it. Hey, and y'all ride to that shit. I better copyright it. These rappers are still in the call of the cut, try to pass it off as gas to me. This shit was trash. We a lexicon dons. They just, all day like the fawns. We are lyrical giants, a beat makers tyrants, a producer hope of smoking my fire takes their heels higher. Hey, access granted, put your W's up. You ever wonder why Wale weeps with winners? We won when writing what wonderful, wonderless words with wild crowds, wordplay, weary, wandering, whatever. As you can see, all I take is W's. We're the lyrical mediocre. Never that for your heroes. Wouldn't step foot in heroes. Around their ass past the borders of my poetic city. Wouldn't dare step to yours truly or masterpiece. And then there's me, shit, I'm the realest of the red. Dedicated to the pen's flare. I spit in front of whole rooms like nobody's there. Black hole to the room. I void they voice up air, no oohs, no eyes, just a new rain in air. And I'm on a new wave, like writing sessions with standing and reading books by Bobby Glinton. You fucking welcome. I grace stages and mics. I turn gay women and dykes to straight women who fight for my attention. It's possible. Don't be offended, but it's so wait till I finish spitting. If I don't change your mind by the last line, then bitch, handle your business. I know what you're thinking. You probably write another love poem like Melanin Got Us This, or Black Queen that, or love poem. Yep. But she'll listen like a 90s love song and she stand up too fast. I'm gonna swear her water broke. Okay, now you wanna go half on a baby. My first grab your coat. Married women probably half on a maybe. Y'all ain't crazy. I'm this nice. Gifting and cursing. I'm your wildest dreams while your nightmares worsen. I'm saving marriages or breaking up happy homes. It's your decision. But the stage is my division. And the mic is my utensil. If you went to wishing, I could pencil you in to take a crack at a win. But this shit hit 7A. So check your math and show your work. And don't touch down in the craft of poetry if you don't know its worth. Hey, Mr. Antoine.
Yes, sir.
Why you tell me it felt this good to be cocky? See, I can talk this shit all the way in Dallas, Texas. because I'm stocky and can't nobody stop me. We'll rap. We the poets.
And the funny part is you could tell he was ready because as soon as I said
he was
something,
ready.
he just went straight in.
He was ready.
He was definitely ready for that. Hey, I love you, bro. I appreciate that, man.
Hey, I love you, bro, man. Thank you, man. Thank you for the opportunity, man. Thank you to the city of Baltimore, even though I lost $150 fucking with y'all yesterday. But I love y'all anyway. I cannot wait to come back and I see you new poetry, new music. Big shout out to my brother Jay Waiters. We just recorded a track called Temperature Change. Y'all you gonna get it first. I already know, but make sure y'all get ready for that. When we come back to Baltimore, Maryland, I can promise you this: we're gonna put on a show. If I don't do anything else, I'm going to entertain, and you're gonna get your money's worth. And when we come back, I promise you, you're gonna be wanted again. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right. Let the church say amen. I wish she was here to play it on. I wish she was here to put the play on the thing. And shout out to that chump, your wingman, because he's a Chiefs fan.
Oh, he is a Chiefs fan. Come on, man.
That's my guy, though. Hey, man, shout out to the whole, bro. Y'all, the whole team that y'all came up there with, man.
Triple D R&B. Shout out to Triple D R&B.
And what's the two that do the guy that hosts the show? What's his name?
You talking about Don and Damo.
Yeah, Damo. Shout out to my man. Oh, here you go.
Oh, and jumped on here. Wingman. Hey man, hey, cut that out my interview, man. I don't need to see them Chiefs.
He ain't get on until he heard me mention the Chiefs, man, and then he want to say
exactly.
Chiefs fans, man. Shout out
man. And shout out to Damo, man, and his team with their podcast, man. We had a great interview right here in the basement with you guys up here, man. That was just an amazing weekend all together, man. And we definitely will be running it back. Let everybody know how they can follow you.
Hey, yo, please follow me. Please follow me on all social media at Tad_Nips007 or just type in Real Rare Poetry on Google. You'll find me on all social platforms. And last but not least, follow me to Baltimore when I get up there because it's gonna be a show. Let's get it.
Absolutely. I appreciate you, bro. Keep doing what you're doing, especially in the classroom with those kids, man.
No, that's awesome.
That's absolutely amazing stuff, man. And shout out to all of the team down in Dallas, man. I can't wait to get you guys back up here. It's definitely going to be an amazing show. Come on, Wingman. Now Wingman just want to take over the show.
All right, you know what up, Wingman? I love you, brother.
What's going on, bro? All right, Tad. It's like I said, as soon as the show is over, I'll connect you with DJ Fella so y'all can make that happen. I'm looking forward to it. As soon as Lisa figures out the track that she wants to have you on, we're going to get in touch with you so you can drop those bars on there, and we're going to make all of that happen. All right?
Do that, man. Much love, much respect, much peace.
Always,
Let me
bro.
give you this.
Have a good one, my guy. Tad, my guy right there. My guy.
Would
man.
you stop playing with these people out here?
No,
I can't see, man.
Lisa, I'm trying to tell you, we're going to come up.
No.
And I got to use the pretty face to get the come up. So, no.
You will not. Nope. No.
And you heard him say that, for the book that he put out, that he self-published as well. So, you might be able to tap in and get some information from him for everything that you're trying to do with your book. I can't wait. I'm going to have you on Access Granted when your book ready to drop.
Okay. Yes, I will. That day, yes. I will be the guest.
I'm happy you on Access Granted and get somebody else to coach, man. Now, I appreciate everybody that tapped in with us today, man. My t-shirt says Habits 365. And it has a saying on the back. And this is a company out in New York that I'm hoping that I can work with and start getting us some free merch on the show.
Okay.
So,
and I just have Access Granted t-shirt.
You mean just Access Granted? You got
not just. I'm just saying, we normally get a t-shirt check. That's
got the most amazing show in the world. Those
Yes,
t-shirts
it
are
is.
available for $30. You just hit me up and let us know. We also got hoodies available for 40 and such and such and such and such. Shout out to Kendra, because you're supposed to be getting 3 of them and you haven't gotten those yet. But her husband Otis did get his t-shirt with the shiny silver logo. Like yours is gold. His has the shiny silver on there. He got his on Sunday. So shout out to him. Appreciate you, sis. Were you mad about the Ravens losing yesterday?
I've been on suicide watch since. It's like, no, I actually was at work. So it's like, it's just been a lull in the city. I don't want to be that person that's just like, it's something going on. Cause why would you've been doing something the whole season and then all of a sudden you changed?
Ooh, me and Tad talked about that. I will pull him back up because he's still backstage, but I'm scared he's gonna go off because, like he said, they cost him $150. And I got your shirt, bro. I got your shirt. I saw your message, but yeah,
it doesn't make any sense.
The same thing.
I don't understand that.
Why did our running backs?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Why did our running backs, after watching Buffalo's running game torch them for almost 200 yards last week, why did our running backs only run the ball 6 times total?
I don't know.
And again. And as I told Tad, why the heck did we bring Dalvin Cook here if we weren't going to use him?
I don't know. I don't know, but
kind of mind blowing. I hope the pandemic comes back and they don't get to play the Super Bowl. How about that?
I don't hope that.
And then right after that day is over, the pandemic is over. I just don't want them to play the Super Bowl
just for the day. I just want to watch it because I don't want to see 2 red people running back and forth. I don't want to see it.
I'm going to watch the Super Bowl until halftime because Usher is one of my favorite singers and entertainers, and he's performing at halftime. And I got to see the halftime show.
Oh, yeah, I do like
so
that.
It'll at least be on. I don't know how much attention I'll be paying into it until halftime, but it'll definitely be on.
It's cool.
I guess. I just can't believe that we're not playing. Oh, man. How crazy is this?
What?
We got Jay Waiters on the show next week.
Oh, okay.
I should have met. Man, I ain't even realized because I just hit Tad up a few days ago to ask him because remember last week when I told you I couldn't remember who was going to be on the show, and then I found out who it was and I reached out to that person,
right?
And she didn't get back to me, so I was like, "Hey, I've been talking about getting Tad up here, so." Open slot. But yeah, we got my man Jay Waiters, man.
Okay.
Next week. So Dallas will be back in the building again.
Okay, Dallas.
Next week, man. So looking forward to that. And I have a couple of events coming up that I need to start telling you guys about. One I have a date for. I think I mentioned that February 24th. An event that I'm going to be hosting. But then there's going to be an all-women's hip-hop event coming up March, April-ish. That's going to be at the 8x10 down in Federal Hill. And I'm not sure why they want me to host it because I think it would be dope to have a woman hosting an all hip-hop event. But who am I to say no when I know how much dopeness is going to be in the building that night? So I will be hosting that event as well. Shout out to my girl, Sister D, for inviting me to do that. We do still have the billboard coming. Keep you posted on that.
Oh, okay.
Billboard up real soon.
Ooh, I'm nervous.
Why?
I don't know.
Why would you be nervous about something like that?
Because the city going to see.
City going to see all of it. And I think I submitted that. So yeah, the city, your face going to be all up in lights.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, absolutely. Come on now. What's the problem?
Because I'm shy.
But it's not going to be you're not going to be on. It's just a picture, okay? People going to be like, oh, that's Lisa. That's Lisa Monet. She got an album dropping.
They're not going to say that. And that's what they're going to say.
All right, that's the last time I'm gonna mess with you about the album because you're determined that you're not gonna put that out. But again, man, make sure y'all continue to follow us on all our social media, man. Make sure you continue to follow us on YouTube, man. We got some really great footage that I've been putting up, including the event that I went to on Friday over the weekend. For those that didn't come out, y'all can go and see all of the performances from the Hot Winter Sip and Paint event right there. And just stay tuned, man, because we're going to continue to hit you guys with content. So with that being said, everybody have a safe week. Baltimore, put the damn guns down, and we will be back next Monday. Lisa Monet. We are out of here.
Thanks for tuning in.
Absolutely. Peace.